G'day and welcome to Call of Juarez Ranslinger. So when last we left our hero, he had, he'd fought with Billy the Kid, and then been arrested, escaped jail, and left town, shooting the sheriff on the way.
So where'd you go after Lincoln?
Mexico. Until I realized nobody was looking for me. I ended up taking a job at the Rurales.
The Mexican Rurales?
I was hired to help them track down the cowboys.
The most vicious outlaw gang in Cochise County? Curly Bill Brocious? Johnny Ringo?
Led by old man Clanton himself.
They must have paid you a pretty penny to take them hombres on.
Not really. But truth be told, I had my own reasons for going after those boys.
So was the bastard you were after now riding with the cowboys?
Roscoe Bob Bryant was his name.
Oh.
But no, this time it was a different bastard I was after. The aforementioned Mr. Ringo. And yes, he was working for old man Clanton.
Roscoe Bob Bryant is the guy that we spend most of the story looking for. Find out why later on.
A stagecoach, which wasn't surprising, being they were such murderous thieves and bastards. The bandits wore red scarves, so I knew they worked for the old man. Over there! I did my best to help those poor passengers.
Oh, hi there. I missed you.
Moments later, the attackers were dead. And I checked the stagecoach to see how many passengers were still breathing.
Never actually tried to look inside this
None.
stagecoach.
It was then I wondered if the rocks
very
weren't
quickly
hiding
get told
more
the answer.
bandits. Was that all of them? Or did I just hit the rear guard? I quickly got my answer. They attacked from on high like Apaches often did.
Whoops. Oh, that's right. Note how that is Apache. Seriously? There we go. You.
They would appear in great numbers from above and rain down lead on their hapless enemies' heads, making use of the high ground and whatever else they had.
This is one of the times that they
always
really
appeared
like
out of
to
nowhere,
play around.
and there never seemed to be an end to them.
Hold on. Were you attacked by Apaches? What happened to the
Yeah,
cowboys?
see?
Did I say they were Apaches? I said Clanton's cowboys attacked me Apache style. I was in a pitched battle, but I was holding my own against an overwhelming enemy force.
And there we go.
See, at the time, I was still pretty green and would often blunder into regrettable situations.
I know there has
But
to
I
be.
just kept shooting at anything I could see up in those damn rocks.
Up.
I didn't see Ringo, but I knew he was with the cowboys. He and Roscoe Bob had done me a dreadful wrong, and I was determined to have my revenge. To get to Ringo, I knew I'd have to fight my way past these other assholes first.
Every time I get 6.
Unfortunately, I was running out of ammo.
Note how my ammo suddenly
Another perfect
drops.
example of my relative inexperience as a hunter of men. I immediately knew that a tactical
grab
retreat
more
was called
ammo.
for, as my vengeful fury was much less impressive without the bullets to back it up.
So if you weren't doing this kind of a, hey look, we have an unreliable narrator who we can use to screw with your story, then you'd have to actually literally have ammo starvation, which is fine. Like a lot of games will just, if they want you to run out of ammo, they'll stop giving you ammo. This situation, you just throw enough guys and start with a small number,
Finally,
And the ammo
they
goes.
managed to corner me.
But also,
Trapped as I was, the odds
you
of my
have
survival
the
seemed
other
pretty slim.
additional fun thing of, like, the door problem, as I will refer to it. There's a lot of games where they will,
Luckily, serendipity was on my side.
Keeps going
as I
until you run out of
suddenly
ammo.
spotted a way out of my predicament.
so have you ever played a game where you just can't quite, like, you are stuck in an arena until enough enemies
I
are
ran
killed,
ahead,
and
as if
the
the
door
devil
will
himself
mysteriously open?
Bullets were
That
whizzing
is
by my
a
ears,
door problem.
but I wasn't about to roll
It's
over and
really
die.
where the designers want you to
Just
have a
kept
big
running like
pitch
there
battle,
was no tomorrow.
and they don't want you to be able to
Because there
run.
wouldn't be. if
They don't
Clanton
want
and
you to
his
be
men
able
caught
to,
up with me.
like, they want to make sure that you stand
As I
and
was
fight.
scurrying around those caves, I thought,
And
what was I thinking?
the problem
Going
with
up
it
against a
is, of
gang
course,
like this.
you need a locked,
Just
something
kept
like a
running,
locked
not
door.
knowing where the hell I was
And,
going.
whoops. And it's hard to really do that in a setting like this, where you're out in the wilderness. So, the solution here is you can just lean on the fact that, hey, this is the narrator. Oh, go away, you jerks. Seriously? That's an interesting problem. I can't see through the foliage. Yeah, so let's try that again. The basic thing here is you just keep running. I mean, it is possible to die if you are spending too much time, but the point is you need to get along to them to introduce dynamite to you, which is functionally a grenade. But yeah, so in this game, they realize that, hey, actually, I
That's
can
when
just
something miraculous happened.
lean on
Like
the
manna
narration.
from heaven.
And
I found the
we
desiccated
want the
remains
player to
of what
run out of
looked
ammo.
like an
The
Apache
narrator
war.
says he runs out of ammo, and
The
somehow
old weapon next to him supplied me
the
with some
we
much
just-
needed ammunition.
reduce the ammo they have. We need
That
the player
Masterson once
to
told me it was more
suddenly
important
get
to be
ammo?
lucky
Sure.
than good,
done.
and he would know.
We need the player to stay in a location until a door opens, despite the fact that they are in the middle of the wilderness. Okay, solution is literally have a rock open.
And imagine my surprise when I found a fistful of dynamite to go along with that ammo. That stroke of good fortune evened the odds and bolstered my confidence. It was time to turn the tables. Time for the prey to become the predator. Time for the hunted to become the hunter. Time.
All right, Jesus, we get it. They were right where you wanted them.
That's right, Jack. I was done running. The old
And yeah.
man's boys were not expecting that.
One of the perks it got
Oh,
gives me a
son.
certain amount of lockdown, I think.
I came at them like a wildcat. It was finally time for that old man to pay for his sins.
And here, got our first Gatling gun. Old Man Clanton.
I yelled out at the top of my lungs.
The game is willing to lean
I'm coming
on
for ya!
the narration like this.
A little stealth might have made more
Tells me
sense,
that
to be perfectly
it has to have
honest.
been fairly early on when they were
Because
creating
that
these
old
levels.
fool had a
That they had
Gatling gun
decided
and
on this
enough
narrative
bullets to last
approach.
him till kingdom come.
Right?
But I knew I could not let that deter me.
Ah, crap.
Not
Like,
if I was to find and
you'd
kill
need to
Ringo.
restructure these levels a fair bit
I needed
to
to get that old
introduce
man
that
off
element. Well, I assume you would. I know I haven't tried to build a western level. Oh, nice. Look at that. Look at that sweet terrain destruction. Okay. Am I still using... Because I got no rifle ammo. Gotcha.
Most everyone thought it was the Ruales who had come up against him in Guadalupe Canyon. but it was just me.
Oh, hi there. I would like you to not be there. No. Like, there's a couple of ways to do this. I should really use some dynamite. But I'm not very good at it. Which is why I'm gonna use this rifle. There we go.
Apparently, one of the cowboys made it out of there alive and told Ike and Billy Clanton that it wasn't a Mexican who took their father's life that day. They just assumed it was one of the Earps, and that little misunderstanding eventually led to that legendary gunfight at the OK Corral.
As Silas tells it, he is behind everything that ever happened in the Old West, which is fine. And this loading tip kind of spoils the information that you get delivered later on in the story. So I don't quite understand why it's done that way, but you know. I mean, loading tips, especially.
A few weeks
things
after
that you're
that
not
dust
sure
up
anyone's
at
ever
the
going
OK
to
Corral,
read.
I was
fully.
still after Johnny Ringo.
Okay.
I had tracked him and the cowboys to their hideout at a sawmill, and they were loaded for bear.
This is an indication that I've played levels before, because I don't think you're guaranteed to have that box show up at the beginning of a level, especially when it doesn't really make much sense.
So, what exactly did Johnny Ringo do to piss you off?
Well, him and that other bastard.
Roscoe Bob Bryant?
Yep. They both deserve to die, and I promise I'll tell you why. But first I need to tell you about the cowboys' new boss, Curly Bill Brocious.
Hey, that's my face.
Get ready, boys. Curly Bill took charge of the cowboys upon the old man's demise. And after that gunfight at the OK Corral, the Clantons wanted revenge. So they murdered Morgan Earp and grievously wounded his older brother, Virgil.
There we
Wyatt
go.
and Doc
Gotcha.
went on what
Gotcha.
became known as the Vendetta Ride, hunting those outlaws down. So when I showed up, that's who they thought I was.
Ah, I'm not gonna get to keep that streak going. So I actually explored arcade mode. It's basically a thing in this game where you can play it. Hey, I never went up here. Oh, I never got that nugget. Okay, so this is a nugget of truth, one that I must have never picked up. Yeah, I've got 50 of the 54. And so you can see that this gives you information, like this is factual information on the game itself, on like characters mentioned within the game. I'll probably read that later. It's interesting because, yeah, I don't know much about this whole area, and it's got information on specific people, but also information on just general concepts and groups of people. Like general areas and groups of people. Yeah, but I've never noticed that you could go up here before.
There were killers around every corner,
Oh, that's
all
surprising.
wearing
I
red
never
bandanas.
spotted it. Yeah.
That's how the cowboys identified each other. And I was beginning to wish I had one myself. But I wasn't about to let Ringo walk away unscathed. And that's what drove me forward.
They say that Ringo was infernally fast.
I hardly saw anyone faster, boy.
Nope.
Certainly not Wyatt Earp. That man was
Concentration
all
I
hat and
really
no
value
cap.
just for the ability to easily and quickly spot enemies. Can we break that chain? No. Wait, can I get off this thing? Am I stuck? No. Okay, good. That would have been awkward. Grabbing ammo and more dynamite, and now shooting guys in the face.
Earp wasn't much of a match for him. But Doc Holliday might have taken him.
That Lunger should have kept his nose out of it. They never charged anyone for the murder of Morgan Earp.
But everybody knew that Curly shot him in the back.
Okay.
That was common knowledge.
Good old
Yeah,
common
maybe so.
knowledge that
But
gets
Ringo
told to
had
you
nothing to
because
do with it.
it's not common
He was
knowledge
just
to
being
you.
loyal to a friend.
Is that what you call it? Being loyal. Well, to get to that loyal friend,
Really?
I had to pass by some buzzsaws as big as a man.
Hello. Oh, hi there, guy.
Excuse me, sir. I have a question.
What's that, Dwight?
After old man Clanton died, why didn't his son take over the Cowboys?
Because
Dwight
Ike
is used
Clanton
so well
was
for
dumber
that
than a
thing.
box of rocks and a yellow belly to boot.
Okay. So, I don't quite like this level's design, just because I find it harder to work out where I'm meant to be going. Ah! And my machine is lagging. Yeah, this isn't the right way. Where am I meant to be going? Ah, here. Obviously. And if you take too long, the game will be like, hey, follow the star, find the star.
Now, where was I?
Taking down the entire cowboy gang single-handed.
Yep.
Indeed I was, Jack.
Drawing attention to the fact that this is somewhat ridiculous. Let's just throw grenades. I mean, dynamite. So I've got a perk that means that I can somehow shoot dynamite in midair to split it apart. And thus throw 3. There you are. And it does automatically leave concentration mode after a fight. Though.
There were carts everywhere, piles of lumber, and God knows what else for people to hide behind. That really was one hell of a sawmill. Quite an
Yeah.
impressive operation.
It's quite large, isn't it? Yeah, so let's see what we can do around here.
And where was Curly Bill? Did you see him?
I'm about to get to that, Ben. Patience.
Alright, yes. No.
I'm painting a picture
Quite
here.
like this.
There was
view.
this beautiful waterfall.
And of course,
a
this
crystal
shows
clear
up
stream that
as
led to a
the,
verdant valley that was truly...
Consider your picture
Thing
painted.
shows up.
What happened next?
Yeah.
Well, finally the bastards that were still alive made a last stand.
Okay. So. That is... Anyway. Let's go shoot some people in the face. Not that I'm really aiming for headshots that much. More just aiming for shooting people before they shoot me too much.
Curly Bill, Johnny Ringo, and his compadres took off into the lumber yard, and I followed after.
And checkpoint. Takes a shot before he takes a shot. Curly Bill. Alrighty. Billy boy.
Are you saying
It
they
fills
ran?
up my concentration for free.
Cowardice
That's
was
nice
not
of
in
it.
Ringo nor Curly Bill's nature.
No, sir. I never said they were running scared. They just wanted me out in the open.
It's an ambush.
With the devil.
Hello.
You working for Wyatt Earp? Did that
I hear you.
son of a bitch Earp send you to kill me? You working for Wyatt Earp?
Seriously, it's not normally this difficult to find them. Is there a way up? Nope. I'm not hiding. Hey there.
Come on, kill that annoying son of a bitch!
Oh, that's... Oh, hey there.
Make him pay for that!
I know you're around here somewhere. And I have grenades. I mean, dynamite. There you are. And got him with
Brocious
dynamite.
gave me no
Well, that was an
choice but
interesting
to take
boss
his
fight.
life. But Ringo was nowhere to be found.
Alright.
I knew you didn't kill Ringo, because he was found dead in a different location altogether.
To this day, his killer is still unknown.
Indeed.
Unknown.
Took me
Until
a few
now.
months before I finally tracked his ass to West Turkey Creek Canyon.
The real question is, how much of this is intended to be true, and how much is intended to be Silas talking out of an orifice that is not his mouth? Johnny Ringo. Don't even get to see Silas track him down. It's straight, we need a jewel. A few months after Curly Bill bought it.
That's incredible, sir. I always thought that Doc Holliday was the one that killed him.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure like the left-hand one is meant to be like a sweet spot on the left thumbstick. All I'm doing here is tapping left and right. Oop. And I didn't dodge. You can dodge once that starts. Gives you all of this useful stats, right? And by useful, I mean not at all useful. Seriously, those numbers do not translate into concepts.
That's incredible,
High speed
sir.
means that you don't
I
take
always
as long
thought
to
that
draw your
Doc
frickin'
Holliday was
pistol.
the one that killed him.
High focus means, I guess, your targeting reticule starts off closer to them? Okay. Like, I could just shoot now and get a dishonorable one, but I might as well. Oh wow. I was way too slow on the draw. I didn't even get a dodge. But, oh right, yeah, and you can't draw until the heartbeat starts. There is always this pacing.
That's incredible, sir. I always thought that
Fortunately,
Doc
it
Holliday
does
was
keep
the one that killed
saying
him.
the same things over and over, which is, you know, you could skip that. Like, I'm already repeating this thing more times than I would like. And he's dead. And he didn't get to
Sorry
shoot me
I
this
had to
time, so I
ruin
don't
the
have to
legend
dodge.
for you, boy. But the legend ain't
Only need
always
to shoot him
true.
once, anywhere. And have it hit.
Doc Holliday had nothing to do with the death
A
of
ward of
Johnny
choice dynamite. Interesting. Yeah, so this has been the second chapter of Call of Juarez, Ranslinger. Next time we'll move on and go a bit further. So, a little bit of behind the scenes thing before I leave you here. The game has cutscenes between the chapters, and basically if I hit continue now I'll get the cutscene. And I will hit continue. But I'm trying to record each of them separately, so I'm going to have to then splice this cutscene into the next one because I want to show the cutscene at the start of the chapter rather than at the end of the previous one. Bye-bye.